Good morning, everyone. In this week's Torah portion, it tells the story of the 12 tribes of Israel. And when the Torah lists all the names of the 12 sons of Jacob and his one daughter, Dinah, the Torah concludes with the words, Ela, these are Bnei Yaakov, the children of Jacob, Asher Yuldalo bePadan Aram, that were born to him in Padan Aram. Now, Padan Aram was where his uncle Laban lived, where he spent 20 years of his life, where he got married and built his family. But the question is that not all of his children were born in Padan Aram. One of his children, his youngest child, Benjamin, was actually born in the land of Israel. As we read in this week's Torah portion, that when Jacob came back to Israel, his wife Rachel gave birth, and tragically she died during childbirth. And till today, we go to the tomb of Rachel, where she was buried in the land of Israel, which was where the youngest child, Benjamin, was born. So how could the verse say that all of these children, including Benjamin, were born back in Padan Aram? And a beautiful answer I saw is that when Rachel had her first child, which was Yosef, one of the reasons she gave for naming the child Yosef is because the word Yosef means to add or to increase. And she made a prayer. She said, Yosef Hashem li ben achar. Now that I had a first child, Joseph, I name him, that God should bless me with an additional child. And so Benjamin was the fulfillment, the answer to her prayer that God should give her an additional child. And since the prayer for the birth of Benjamin was back in Padan Aram, where Joseph was born, the Torah can say that all of her children were born in Padan Aram. All of Jacob's children, because where you pray for something is where it is born. It may manifest itself later, but it's from the time of the prayer that it's considered having occurred. And this teaches us the power of prayer, that sometimes prayers take time to be realized. But remember that prayers don't have an expiration date. And no matter when it is fulfilled, it could be tributed and traced back to the moment you prayed for it, which opened up the source of blessing for you to receive that fulfillment of your prayer. It's a story that happened that's gone viral now on the internet, that there was the soldier who was shot in Gaza, and he was airlifted to Hadassah Hospital in Jerusalem. And as he was recovering, a group of Americans were traveling and came to visit wounded soldiers. And he said, if you're from America, maybe you could help me. They said, we'd love to help you. And he says that I was on the border, and a group of visitors came from America to the army base to visit us, to give us supplies, to cheer us up. And they took out a packet of notes that children in a school wrote to the soldiers. And they gave us these cards, these notes from these children. I picked one and I read it, and it said, Dear Chayal, dear soldier, thank you for protecting the Jewish people, thank you for protecting the land of Israel. You are doing such a big mitzvah. We love you, and we are praying for you to be safe and be well and return home in peace and succeed in your mission. And then this girl wrote, Am Yisrael Chai, and she signed her name, Emily Platt. And this soldier said, when I read this note, I was so moved, I folded it up and put it in my vest of my uniform. I went in, 2 hours later, I was sent into Gaza, and then in the fighting, I was shot. And what gave me the strength to persevere? It was that note of the girl. I took it out and I read it, and it gave me strength and encouragement to know that a little girl in America is praying for me and cares about my well-being. And I said to myself, laying on the ground in Gaza, if I live through this, if I survive, I want to find this girl and thank her. And here I am in the hospital, and I need to find this girl, Emily Platt, to thank her. And so one of the visitors took out his phone and videoed the soldier saying, if you're Emily Platt, I want to meet you, I want to thank you personally. And the video went viral. And sure enough, this girl, who's 10 years old, who lives in Hollywood, Florida, was identified. And a Zoom call was arranged between the soldier and this 10-year-old girl, Emily Platt. And you see the Zoom call where the Chayal, whose name is Eitan, says, "Are you Emily Platt?" And she says, "Yeah." And he says, "I have to thank you so much for your beautiful note. It warmed my heart. It gave me strength. It gave me encouragement. Knowing that you're praying for me at the other end of the world gave me tremendous courage." And this is the power of prayer. It storms the heavens. It releases blessings. And it also gives strength to those who are praying on their behalf. And so during these difficult days, let us remember that we also have our role to play. We are soldiers on the front lines as well. And our prayers and our blessings and our good deeds strengthen the Jewish people, our soldiers, and bring blessings of success to the Jewish people. Have a wonderful day.